is verifying your corroborated what you're saying.
So
That's true. He has, Matt. He has corroborated what you're saying.
Again, I don't know. I've said someone reached out to him this morning to do.
No, from what I understand, man, we better check on this. From what I was told this morning, he has verified that he wrote this.
Yeah, he would, because again, I guarantee he would not try to pretend that I wrote it. He's the guy that wrote it, and he's the guy that should have written it. He was the guy required by law to write the commentary on the investment decisions that he made.
And then again, your signature on that is not your approval of what he was saying there. It's just that you had to sign it by law. Is that right?
Correct. Well, I was not approving of anyone else's opinions. Right. I was, as president and chairman of the board, required by law to verify the veracity of the financial figures, the assets under management, the number of outstanding shares, et cetera.
Here's another thing that Politico and the campaign against you are trying to throw out there. That you swore on an SEC document. You had to sign your name and swear and say that these things are true and verify that these things are true by the end of the year, and you did.
Yeah, the things that I was verifying are true are the actual financial facts and figures, not the opinions of others written as related to their investment commentary.
That's a pretty good explanation. Okay, let me just go over this one last time.
It has the remarkable convenience of also being the absolute truth, which is why it's a good explanation.
That is convenient. Yeah. So let me just explain this one more time in my life so I make sure that we're saying exactly the same thing. I am the CEO and founder of The Blaze. And Blaze Radio, Mercury Radio Arts, and The Blaze. I am a guy who hires a bunch of people to write commentary and news stories. I don't write them. In fact, the press would tear me apart if I wrote all of them, and it was just, they were all mouthpieces of me. They're not. And I can, if I were forced to at the end of the year, say, have you read all of them? If I were required by law, I would say, yes, I'll read them all. And then I will verify that, yes, those stories were all printed. Yes, they were printed by my employees. Yes, that's their opinion. And yes, we ran them. And I would sign off on that. But they're not my opinions. They're the people that work for me. And their job is to report the news. Their job is to give their opinion, not to give my opinion. Is that the same thing?
I think it is in some measure the same thing. I think what people need to appreciate, though, is that the financial investment arena, and the mutual fund arena in particular, is probably arguably the most highly regulated industry in the entire country. And there is fiduciary responsibility, and there are very toothy laws associated with obligations I had as the president and chairman of this fund company. The likes of which would have put me in dire straits had I attempted in any way, shape, or form to reword the investment opinion of the people who had been hired and were responsible by law for actually making those decisions. So yes, I mean, the bottom line is I just simply had to verify the facts and figures of the underlying fund itself, not the opinion of how it got there.
And what's so great about this, and assuming all this winds up being confirmed, and I think it will be, is that McConnell was in the business of making these regulations, knows them very well, would know this 100% to be accurate if what you're saying is true. And so he's using the laws to
But let's not go with McConnell because what a surprise, he's a dirtbag. But let's do this on Politico. John Bresnahan, or whatever his name is, he's the author of this. I know that my chief content officer and editor of The Blaze, Scott Baker, and chief content officer Joel Cheatwood would have looked at this story and said, "Now wait a minute, hang on just a second. What is Bevan's take on this?" And this story would not have run because they would have verified, and this would have been crap canned. So tell me about
this article, Glenn, was so sloppy from start to finish. It was intended to be a wave maker, regardless of whether there was any truth.
Doesn't work, does it?
It has in there things